for that because it was only 29 cents for a,
Yeah, and
you
there was
remember
COVID
that,
and all
right?
that. Yeah.
29 cents for a burrito or a tostada or a taco.
So I got this white T-shirt at
Oh,
Fred
nice.
Meyer a couple years ago. Then I bumped into a guy here in Spokane who does custom tie-dyes. Really does nice work. So I tie-dyed it for him.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
So it's, yeah, it's not a store-bought. Well, the shirt is. The Amazon version.
Yep, gotcha.
We're ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. One, two, three, four. Every day is a new beginning, a chance to erase unhappy endings. When I wake, I can make 1,000 dreams come true. I can use my faith in God in everything I do, 'cause every day is new. Infinite paths to choose. The choices I make and the chances I take are based in truth. And every day is new.
Every night when I go to sleep, my unconscious mind counts the blessings I reap. When I sleep, my thoughts just seem to work themselves on out. When I rise to greet the day, my mind is free of doubt.
'Cause every day is new. Infinite paths to choose. The choices I make and the chances I take are based in truth. And every day is new. I don't get caught up in trying to make life make sense. The price that it would cost me would be too high an expense. I just pray and keep my faith, 'cause every day is new. Infinite paths to choose. The choices I make and the chances I take are based in truth. And every day is new. Yes, it's true. Every day is new. Every day is new.
Hello. Good morning. Every day is new. Did you know that? Thank you for reminding us. It's fall, isn't it? So it is kind of a new season. It's
Can't help you with
finally. Oh, well, we need to enjoy it as we can, right? Okay, so my name is Dana Zahler. I'm a licensed Unity teacher, and I am happy to welcome all of you today, all y'all. It's great to have you here, and for those of us who are joining us online, we welcome you as well, for we know that we are all one in spirit. So I just want to give us a chance. It says we're greeting our neighbor first today, so that's a new thing too. We're going to greet our neighbor, so go ahead and we can offer a handshake, or if somebody does this to you, they might be offering a hug, but don't assume that they are welcome, that hug is welcome until you've validated that with them. So just like take a moment and walk around and greet your neighbor.
Greetings.
Hi, Neil. Hi, I'm Dana.
I'm Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Nice
too.
to have you here. Hi, Larry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Great today, doesn't it?
Greetings, Earthling. Greetings. Love you too, Susan. All right. What? Yes. I did.
All right. Is this one still on? Hi. Is this still on? This on? This. All right. No. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Okay, you can remain standing because we are going to sing.
Yes, this is our last time with this song. Next Sunday there will be a new one. So here we are.
Take it away.
Here we go. Today I'm only gonna speak the truth. Today I'm only gonna speak the truth. I'm gonna be like a child in everything I do. Today I'm only gonna speak the truth. Today I'm gonna see through loving eyes. Today I'm gonna see through loving eyes. 'Cause when you put it out there, love always multiplies. Today I'm gonna see through loving eyes. Today I'm gonna build my thoughts on faith. Oh, I think I'm all screwed up. Today I'm walking hand in hand with God. 'Cause when I see through his vision, nothing here is flawed. Today I'm walking hand in hand with God. Today I'm only gonna act with grace. Today I'm only gonna act with grace. And I watch as peace spreads all over this place. Today I'm only gonna act with grace. Today I'm only gonna act with grace. Today I'm only gonna act with grace. Did we skip a verse? I think we might have. Oh well.
Oh,
Obviously,
thank
I
you.
didn't know it after a month of Sundays here.
So this is our first month of doing the same congregational sing at the beginning of service. What do you think about that? Thumbs up? Yeah? Well, at least we all know one more song now, don't we? And this time, a lot of people felt comfortable to move around, so
Yeah, and I heard a lot of people singing, so that's good.
yeah, I'm liking that vibe. All right, thank you all. All right, so this is our time to thank our volunteers. So let us all do another welcome for our music team and a gratitude to them. So Sandra, you fill my heart with love every Sunday, so appreciate you. Bobby, thank you for being here. Chris, thank you for keeping us on the beat. And to our special bigger multimedia team, we have some new volunteers that are training back there, so thank you guys. Let's give them a warm welcome. Appreciation. And to all the other volunteers that make everything happen. So we have Stephanie, our chaplain, is in a prayerful presence back there. We have people that are working on food and administrative things and all that stuff. So we are so grateful to have a community of servants. So give all of you a hand, maybe. Thank you all to make it happen. Okay, so our message this morning is living in wholeness. What would that feel like to know that you are always enough? And so I'm going to turn it over to Jeff for a meditation.
All right, let's all just kind of settle into our chairs. Place your feet. Just get comfortable, whatever's comfortable for you. I know sometimes I even just keep my hands crossed. But just get comfortable in this place that you're in. And together as a community, let's just take in one deep breath together. And exhale. This is our way of coming together in unison. One breath. Let's take another breath together. This time of meditation is a time for us to let go and to get centered. We all come from different places in life. It's always on my heart that people are coming to this morning with worries, anxieties, and burdens, and this is a time of letting that go. So as you feel the weight of all those things, I ask that you just kind of shrug your shoulders and just let it all fall to the ground. It'll be there later. Just let it all fall. And as you're sitting there, know that Spirit sees you in your entirety, sees your wholeness. There isn't anything missing. There isn't anything wrong. You are uniquely you. And the place that you are is where you're supposed to be. And whatever thoughts may be coming, just let them fall. Think of them as a leaf floating down a stream. You see it coming and it just keeps going. Quietly. Everything about you is unique. It's your fingerprint. It's part of a tapestry. Just just as there are trees in a forest, while they may be all the same species, none two are alike. Limbs grow different, knots, branches, all different. And that's how Spirit sees you. And it's our opportunity to see one another. Whole. Growing. Vibrant. Beautiful. See the uniqueness of yourself. Breathe. Let's just all bring ourselves back to it by taking a deep breath together and letting go. Another deep breath together. Letting go. As we say together, and so it is. Well, it's been a couple of weeks. Well, it's been 1 week since I've been here. And first of all, I want to give a shout out to Stephanie and Danielle for all the work that they did and the gathering and the welcome gathering that you all had for us and my family. It was pretty amazing. Everything that was done was, I know, was very heartfelt and coming from a very loving place. And I know it takes a lot of work and energy to do that, and so thank you. I wanted to put something in the newsletter, but Stephanie is the editor of the newsletter, and she forbid me from putting anything thanking her in that. So I have to do it in this time. I also want to address something you may notice as you've been coming the last week or 2 weeks now, and that is we're releasing. As we, you hear spring cleaning, we're doing a release of our own here. In that there's a lot of things that have accumulated over time, and we recognize that in order to bring something new into our environment, you have to let go and release. And so we had a couple of rooms back there that were pretty crowded. You wouldn't even be able to get into them. And so we made a decision of things that we were going to let go. Some things were donated. Some things are out there. If you see something you're interested in, by all means, you're welcome to it. We just ask for a love offering of some type. If it's available, and if it's not, that's okay too. But we're in the spirit of really of letting go of some things as we. It's almost like a process of not just letting go of physical things, but also letting go of the emotional things, the emotional attachment and energy that we have to those things. So anyway, so just know that that's what's going on as you come into that. We're not moving. We're not we're not leaving. We're simply just trying to release and free up space for what Spirit has for us. We have a couple empty rooms back there. There's one room in particular that I didn't notice, but behind the cabinetry is this beautiful painting. You can see glimpses of it. And so when I asked somebody what this painting was, they said, "Oh, one time this was a nursery. We had babies in here." And I said, "Okay, well, I'm looking forward to the day when we clear all this out and we can have babies in here again, because it's too beautiful to cover up." Also, since I was here speaking to you last, I attended the Regional Unity Ministers Retreat in Coeur d'Alene. Dan and I both did, actually. And that was an amazing time. I have to tell you, I was very humbled to be in the presence of people that have been doing this for 15, 20, 30 years. Very humbling. There was a couple of times I had to pinch myself to really see that is this really happening? There was we had a lot of discussions, and we did a lot of things as a result of it. Got to spend some time with some people and meet different people and that sort of thing. And since that time, I've actually been eavesdropping on their sites to see how they're doing, what they're doing, and how they're doing things, to see if maybe there's a way we can do things, improve what we're doing here. So with that, one of the things you'll notice is a newsletter. We talk about the newsletter as part of our announcements, but I just want to say that is part of something new, right? We're bringing in something new that's going to be more interactive, that's going to be more dynamic, and give us more opportunities for you to connect with us. So anyway, so that's part of what's happening. And this is our last, and I apologize, I don't have slides. I have slides, but they're on my computer. Because I forgot the little adapter that attaches to my thumb drive that Byron can put into the computer. So I was just not supposed to have slides today. That's just the way it is. In fact, I woke up today in very disorder, in a month of order, and this is the month of order, and the last day of order, I woke up in a lot of disorder. I have 7 pages of notes of everything that I've put together, and I could not figure out the order. And I sat there, and I asked God, literally, like, what is this? What's going on? And the answer I got was, I just needed to speak from my heart today. That I just needed to I was too much in my head trying to sort things out, and I really needed to speak from my heart. Now, my process as I go through talks is I'll think something hits me, and then I'm like, oh, that would make a good talk. I feel like there's something in there for that. And then I start listening, and I start meditating, and I start drawing in spirit. I connect with spirit, however way you want to describe it. But information starts coming in, analogy starts coming in. I get reminded of stories from my past that might have a relevance to it. And so it was a lot of dictating, a lot of stuff going into some sense of order, but no order. And so this morning, I just resolved myself by Spirit's prodding to just speak from my heart. And that's what I'm going to do today. Last week, Amber McKenzie gave her talk on 2 lies and a truth, or 2 truths and a lie, right? And I didn't listen to her message until Monday. Sunday morning when I got up, we got up, we had breakfast, and then I'd go through my morning readings, and one of them was the morning reading and daily word. And that morning reading was called Wholeness. And Wholeness said, my thoughts, words, and actions affirm wholeness. Wholeness is my true nature. Even if I'm facing a health challenge, divine life is active in every cell of my body. Knowing this truth, I hold healing thoughts and speak life-affirming words, while making sure to give my body the rest, nourishment, and care that will help it heal. I refuse to allow thoughts of sickness or weakness to grow in my consciousness. I seek support among friends and family who share my belief in wholeness. As I have been supported, I offer my support. I feel honored when I am asked for a healing prayer. I look beyond the parents of illness. I look beyond the parents of illness, and with the faith-filled vision, I behold and affirmed the wholeness that is seeking to express more completely in the lives for those I pray. And the scripture that this particular reading is based on is from John 5:6. When Jesus saw, this is the time when Jesus went to the Bethsaida pool, and there was a man laying there, and he had been laying there for, 23 years or 30 years or something like that. And basically, when Jesus saw him lying there, he knew that he had been there for a long time, and so Jesus asked him, "Do you want to be made well?" And the man, and then that's part of the scripture of this. And there's more to that whole story, but let me tell you a story. I shared with you, a month or two ago, about the struggle that I had in my, being a man. I struggled. I had a father figure that basically showed me that what it meant to be a man was a hunt. It was women were there for our pleasure. Women were part of that. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I can remember as a young boy. In fact, and I love my dad, so I'm not placing blame on my dad. I'm just trying to explain to you how I was brought up. So when I was 15 years old, I'll never forget this. I can see everything about it. We were racing go-karts at that time in California, and we were in Watsonville, and we were coming back from Watsonville on a race. I was 15, and my dad said to me, gave me the talk. But the talk went like this: becoming a man, and I have a friend that I would like to arrange for you to meet. And she will help you know what it means to become a man. And I'm scared, I don't know what to make of this. And my dad tells me what he wants to do, and I don't give him an answer. I'm just shocked. But it went to this belief, a deep belief that I had of, okay, if I'm to be a man, then this is the way that I'm supposed to be. And I watched my father in this environment, right? I don't think we realize as parents when our kids at their youngest ages are actually watching us. They're actually paying attention. And so I learned from a professional. I mean, my dad knew what he was doing. So when I got married, I struggled really deeply with lust and with intimacy. And I had a very skewed understanding of what intimacy really was. And so consequently, and I got married when I was 20, first time. Didn't have a lot of information other than, you don't know how to even have a relationship with a friend, much less with a partner. So we were young when we got married. I struggled with all of the intimacy parts, had an affair. I was very deeply involved in my Christian church, and I would go to men's retreats, and I would, cryingly, woundedly, God, just take this away from me. Take it away. I want to go down that mountain as a different man. Please. And I felt like I did, but I would only come back into this environment where nothing changed, other than I just, and it happened repeatedly. I was involved in prayer groups and everything, asking God to just take this away from me. In Western Christianity, we are taught and we grow to believe that we're incomplete and that the only way we can be complete is to have Jesus in our life. And without Jesus, we're incomplete. So there's something wrong with us without having Jesus in our life. We're lost. So I would go through this time of like trying to understand, okay, if this is my flaw, how do I make myself right? Because going to a retreat and getting down on my knees and prayerfully sobbing to God would take something away. And the hard part about this was I couldn't share this with anybody because I felt I would be judged. Even though I'm in, at a retreat with men who should know this struggle, you don't dare talk about it. So I just kept it all inside. So anyways, my wife and I went through counseling. Well, the counseling went to the minister of the church, one of the pastors at the church, and he's like, okay, the problem is you need to be more Christian, more spiritual. Okay, what does that look like? You need to read your Bible more. You need to do this more. You need to do that more. You're not good enough. That's the word I got. I'm not good enough. And so what happens? When you're not good enough and you're feeling rejected and you're feeling that, you fall back into the very thing. You fall back into that cycle. And that's what an addiction is, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And so it was an addiction of 20 years. 2 marriages in 20 years. Anyways, what I lacked was an understanding. And I'm going to fast forward. And I said this to Jim. If I'd had the Course in Miracles 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I believe things would have been different. Because the difference, while Christianity points you, I should say Western Christianity kind of points you to like you just got to pray more, you got to do this more, you got to ask more. That the Course in Miracles teaches you is you have everything you need. There isn't anything lacking inside of you. You have what you need. And the Course teaches you how to unlock it, how to find it, and how to shed those false beliefs. And it's we live in a world and a culture where it's always reward or withhold, right? Like, if you do this, then you'll get that. If you do this, then this will happen. And so I was constantly in this frame of mind of like, okay, why isn't this happening? And then I fall back to the belief that I've shared with you before about my mom and dying of cancer and praying for her healing and then being told, well, you must have had unconfessed sin in your life, so God didn't hear your prayer, so that's why your mom passed away, or your daughter was born with a birth defect, because I literally felt that was my fault. Because I was cheating on my wife. So why would God give me a healthy child? Thankfully, I went through recovery and became a different person, recognizing. But then when I started A Course in Miracles, I realized that everything that recovery had done for me was there in the Course. It unlocks so many things for us. And I, even today I was thinking, this past week I was thinking, even Christmas, what is Christmas? Christmas is Santa Claus. If you're a good boy, you make the list, you get a gift. If you're not on the list, you don't get a gift. Like, we have to stop this. Yesterday, a few of us went to a TED Talk, and there were 3 people that spoke about education and how education has to change. Which isn't new to us because we see what Katie's doing with the school out here. Like, yeah, education has to change, and we're supporting we're helping someone with that change at a very young age. And we have the opportunity to do that more and more. But it was, for me, it was just more affirmation that what we're doing and what we see is the path. And it's affirming to me that we are doing that, and we're creating that here. One of the things that really spoke to me in this wholeness was being thankful as I read this, being thankful that I am whole. I have never been not whole. I just fell into a belief system that said I wasn't whole. And the realization of being thankful that I'm supported by a community of people that see me as whole. Yeah, I have flaws, I have scars, but each of those has a meaning, they're a story, right? They speak to us, they tell us something about ourselves. The old way was praying from a place of lack. I don't have patience, I want to pray for patience. I don't have joy, I want to pray for joy. I don't have strength, I want to pray for strength. But what we have come to know in New Thought is that we have all of those things. I've shared with you that one of my favorite sports is Formula One racing. This is a bye week, so I got a lot of sleep this weekend because I'm not up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning watching what's going on in Europe. But one of the things that amazes me is these cars, the technology in these cars is the most advanced technology in automotive industry today. These cars have 1,000 horsepower. They have so much downforce. Downforce is what sucks them to the ground. They have so much downforce that when they race on the street tracks, they have to go around and they have to literally weld the manhole covers. They have to weld them down because when the cars go over that, they'll literally suck the manhole cover off. And every once in a while, someone forgets and there's a car's damaged, blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is these cars are the most advanced cars. And the driver's steering wheel has all kinds of displays, and they have the display and all kinds of buttons and all kinds of stuff. Because it gives the driver the ability to get the most out of that car. That car has everything the driver needs. And his job is not just driving as you and I, but anticipating that he needs to tune the left suspension, change the right brake. He's dialing, as he's driving, he's literally dialing and tuning that car to that race. And that's what our opportunity is we are equipped with everything. Everything is available to us in our opportunity in life as we go about this life is figuring out how to fine-tune this car to get the maximum performance out of it. And not a performance of what the world says it is, but a performance that's based upon what Spirit says it is and how we see things. Everybody remembers the Wizard of Oz, right? And at the end, they go through the whole thing. Everybody knows that story. But at the very end, what does the good witch tell Dorothy? What you needed the whole time was on your feet. You had it. To the Tin Man, you had a heart. Gives him a symbolic heart. But as we see through the whole thing, he's got a heart. The Scarecrow gives them courage. All the wizard does is just give them something symbolic of what they already possess. And in that place, they feel like, I have it now. Right? I've shared with you about, and I understand Lee was here last week, if you met him. I've shared with you about Lee, who's been working for me. And the other day the man he never ceases to amaze me. But the other day I'm talking with him. And I came in the morning, he was there before me, and so he's telling me, he's giving me everything he's been doing. And I'm looking at him. And I start crying. Because I'm looking at a new man. I'm looking at a man that is so excited about what he's doing. His face is light up. He's got energy. I look at him and I just put my hand on his shoulders and I said, he looks at me and I go, do you know how different you are? Do you know how much you've changed? And he just kind of started to put his head down. I go, don't put your head down. You are a different person because you are doing something that you love, that you know you can do. And I'm so proud of that man. And he is evidence in my life of what it means when we take the things that we have and we move them, we play them forward, right? It's the ripple effect. What Katie is doing in the school is nothing earth-shattering. It's simply taking the very essence of what children do and using it in a way that they can grow, that they can accelerate. Because they're just doing, she's just teaching them how to, I would say teaching, she's just allowing them the opportunity to play. And in that play, they create something. And I believe for me, this is part of what the Course in Miracles has done for me. It's demonstrated that what I need in life is I possess it all. That God has given me, given you. He's giving you everything that you need. And the opportunity for us is just to fine-tune the dials, grab hold of the steering wheel, and figure out what it is that we need right now. It's there. The answers are there. One of the other things that I've had to do is release things that don't serve me anymore. Because they give you a false sense of belief, a false sense of safety, security, or idea, whatever. I listen to different music today. In fact, I don't even listen to music in my shop anymore. I listen to podcasts and, things. And part of it has to do, I understand, with the first half of life, the second half of life, which I have another talk coming for that whole thing. But I recognize now that there is some Christian music that I grew up listening to that's not true. It's not correct. And so the opportunity there is for us to look at those things. Started reading the new book from Marianne Williamson called The Mystic Jesus. And one of the things she writes, she points out that when Michelangelo was asked how he created a statue, he said that he went to the quarry and looked for a piece of marble. He imagined that God had already created the statue of David or of Moses. And Michelangelo's job was nothing more than to remove the things that didn't serve it. They removed the excess marble that surrounded the perfect statue already existing within. And that's our opportunity, is to remove those things. So, I'm going to throw another change at you guys. And that is, affirmations and affirmative prayer are an important part of our growth. And when I heard the prayer protection done this way, I said it was so meaningful to me, And so I'm going to ask that we adopt this version of the prayer of protection. And the reason for it is because when I read this, when I repeat this, to me, I am saying the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. When I say it, that's how I'm saying it, is I am. I recognize, I claim it, I know that I am. And that affects me when I'm out in community with people, recognizing that I am love. I am power. I am light. I am presence. You know, this past week, I had a friend reach out who's going through a tough health scare. And this part in the Daily Word, where it talked about healing, wholeness. And there's a part in there where it says, I seek support among friends and family who share in my belief of wholeness. And I felt honored that this individual called me and shared what they're going through. And I reaffirmed back to him that you are healthy, you are whole. Have an opportunity to give back. And that's our opportunity. So, I know I've kind of rambled on a little bit here. I apologize, but as I said, I really struggled with trying to put things into order. And I think sometimes I think that's God's joke, but I will promise you this. This is my promise to you. I will always give you my heart. I will always give you my heart. I will never, never come to you with a message that's formulated from my head or ChatGPT, because there are ministers out there that do that. I will not do that. If I get to that point, I will step down and release, and I'll know that my time has come. But I will always give you my heart. I will always speak from my heart, because I feel that's the connection that I have, that we all have. I make that commitment to you. Thank you all. Stay curious and be the blessing.
All right. Well, I invite you to sing along with this. I know you know this tune too. Probably. We've done it a number of times. It's a good affirmation. 2, 3, 4. Everywhere I look, I see God in everything. Deep inside and all around me, God in everything. I can
Thank you so much. I will hold you to that being in your heart. You know I will. Everything in your life brought you to this place, and we're so grateful to be walking the path with you. Yeah. All right, let us share together Unity's statement for peace. Together, Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, the many ways to worship God, for there is one power and presence of God, and that God loves each one of us equally. It is therefore the position of Unity to urge all nations, their leaders, and their people to turn to God by whatever the name for guidance during these challenging times, and to pursue peace, not war, for this is what honors the God of all our faith traditions. All right, announcements. We have a lot of announcements today. Okay, the new school, I think that if you haven't already, there's information back about the Spokane Learning Co-op, which is here on our grounds. And there's some brochures you can take if you want to, but be sure to share with your friends, neighbors, anyone that has kids that might be looking for an alternative or something to support their education. We have several opportunities for meditation here. We're doing a Wednesday morning meditation. We do a Sunday morning meditation before service that starts at 10:15. We have Wednesday evening, which starts at 6 o'clock here. What am I missing? I think that's it. Okay, the last Sunday of the month, every month, we are going to be offering an introduction to Unity. That's for anyone who's curious, wants to learn more. I am offering that class, and I'm planning on doing the Qigong with Mert, so right after Qigong, which should be right around 1 o'clock, I think. I will be gathering back outside the sanctuary here, and if anybody wants to join me, we will just have a conversation. You can ask questions, and we'll share together, all right? Today, every last Sunday of the month, I'll be doing that. Okay, Day of the Dead celebration. So we are joining with our South Hill brothers and sisters for the last Sunday in October to be doing this and honoring the Day of the Dead. It's a beautiful tradition, not in our culture, but it's a beautiful tradition from the Spanish culture, and we are going to be sharing in that with special music, with special food, a special celebration together. And I really think that having some way of honoring those who you have lost and honoring all of our ancestry is really a healing thing, especially prior to the holidays. So I invite everyone to participate. We're going to be working together to provide the food. It does start at 10 o'clock on Sunday, so don't show up at our regular time. It's going to be at the South Hill campus, 10 o'clock on the 27th of October, so put that on your calendars. All right, the support circle. This is something that we instituted last month, and it is actually happening today as well. It's going to be the second and the fourth Sunday of every month from 4 to 6 p.m. So this is really for anybody who wants to be in community. You don't have to be grieving a loss. You don't have to be coming from a place of suffering, but maybe you're just lonely. Maybe you'd like to have new friends. Maybe you'd like to just, share. So if you know anybody that might represent, someone who just like to be in community, encourage them to come on second and fourth Sunday, 2 to 6 p.m., and that will be here. This says first and third, but they've changed. Sunday. 4 to 6. Oh, 4 to 6. Sorry, I didn't. I thought I said 4 to 6. Thank you for correcting that. Yeah, it's all, today is actually the 5th Sunday, but it will be the 2nd and the 4th Sunday going forward. Okay, so our dear Marv and Helen Soren, for those of you who knew them, they always sat in the same place in the sanctuary. They always danced during the music, and they were such a delight and such a joy that they brought to our congregation. And I remember vividly the day that Marv lost Helen, and now we have lost Marv. But I think they are dancing together again. And we will be celebrating his life. That is next Saturday, and it's at the South Hill Church, 1 p.m. And Reverend David McClure is going to be doing that ceremony. So please join us. They were greeters, yes. They had so much love in their hearts and for each other and for their family and they were so involved in the community, and a special fund has been started at Innovia Foundation for scholarships in their honor. They were very committed, very influencing in Spokane in general. So yeah, we have lost a dear soul. Okay, so the AED is really our cardiac resuscitation device that is back there on the wall. And we've all seen it back there, but not very many of us know how to use it. And so maybe it would be a convenient thing for some of us to know how to use. We are really asking anyone who considers themselves to be a leader in the community to please participate this. It will be next Sunday, right after service. Maybe bring in a little extra little lunch for yourself, because it's going to start right around 1 o'clock. It will be an hour to 90 minutes, somewhere in there. We are going to have a review of CPR at that time as well. So everyone is welcome, but anyone who considers themselves a leader, we are encouraging you to attend this right after service on next Sunday. Qigong. So our wonderful Mert back there has been instrumental in bringing this beautiful, healing, moving prayer to us. So we will be doing Qigong at 12:45. So you don't have to know anything. You don't have to have any special equipment, or you don't have to have nunchucks or anything like that. It's just a beautiful, prayerful movement of your body, and it's also a healing practice. So please feel free to join us. It's about 15 minutes. And thank you, Mert, for doing that. On October the 13th, Sunday, after service, we're going to be having a special meeting of the members, a meeting of the minds. We're going to be talking about changing the name of our church home again. Some of us remember doing that before, perhaps. So we do want you to feel free to bring your ideas, and we will be having a conversation about that. And we're looking forward to reaching a consensus on how we want to call ourselves. So please be here. I think that's the last one, isn't it? Great. Okay, so now we will enter into the time of giving our gifts to this ministry. So we appreciate in advance. So anytime that you are in an intentional place in your heart around giving, that creates an energetic flow between yourself and the universe, and it benefits the recipient as well as the giver. So I would just invite you to just bring yourself into that place of intention and just be pondering that as we pass the bags around. Thank you, Doug. So Doug will be holding the prayer box, and that's a reminder for anyone with prayer intentions. Feel free to place those in the box, and our prayer team, as well as Silent Unity, will pray with you for 30 days. So please share with me in blessing these gifts together. Divine love in, through, and as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you so much. Okay, kiddos, it's time for you to come in. Julie Love Bear is the teacher this time. All right, do you want to share what you did today?
That was an amazing song to enter into because today we learned about our wholeness and the invisible light of Christ that shines forth from us. And the kids wanted to quickly demonstrate what that looks like. So individually, we can see Elizabeth's light shining. And then collectively, when we cooperate and work together, we're going to see what that looks like.
They're forming a circle. Creates a connection of love. Beautiful. And no, it didn't shock them. All right, thank you so much for sharing. All right, so we're going to bless you. So together, God loves you and accepts you just the way you are, and I love you and accept you just the way you are. I behold the Christ you are. And your turn, together. Awesome. All right, let's join in a circle for our peace song. 1, 2, 3.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Now we get to do the new prayer protection. So join me as we say, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is and all is well. And that's the truth.
I've got joy more abundantly. I've got joy. Spirit flows as me. I've got the joy of God in everything I do. I've got joy more abundantly. I've got peace more abundantly. I've got peace. Spirit flows as me. I've got the peace of God in everything I do. I've got peace more abundantly. I've got strength more abundantly. I've got strength. Spirit flows as me. I've got the strength of God in everything I do. I've got strength.